All right, what's up? Let's try this again. Mercury is in retrograde. So I was like halfway through that workshop and I was just like, no, this doesn't feel right. So we're going to stop and start again. That is also themed with this new moon solar eclipse because we are starting again. Thank God. Now, it's a little bit frustrating because I would say that the theme is also we're stuck in the middle because we've already, started wrapping up and really closing these old cycles, especially because we just had the full moon Sagittarius eclipse 2 weeks ago. So that is really shutting that energetic door from everything, everyone, all the projects, people, places, things we've let go of over the last couple months, or maybe years, whatever. But the point is, now we are like finally, I don't want to say we're like 100% finished with that, but it feels like we finally like cut the cord. And now it's like, okay, I still need to like reel in, my part and their part. I need to like make sure it's all gone. Like, oh, I see a little bit of the string here. I'm going to light that on fire. Bye, bitch. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's kind of the vibe. But what is beautiful is that this new moon eclipse in Gemini is welcoming in all of this new energy, all of these new shifts and changes, and that will allow us to actually start doing new things and inviting in more opportunities connected to our future self. So we will have more, I don't want to say distraction because distraction sounds bad, but we will have more to focus on over the coming weeks and months moving forward, because now this eclipse has opened the new portal, has opened the new timeline, has opened these new chapters and cycles. So that's beautiful. That is represented here with the Ace of Swords. This is also air. Gemini is also air. It's mutable air. So go with the flow. Don't stress. Not everything has to be so serious. It's like we can chill. And then you've got the Nine of Swords here also. So here is the duality, the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Swords. This is our new ideas, our new projects, our new exciting opportunities, a fresh perspective, etc. And this one, and the Nine of Swords, is more focused on stress and anxiety and the whys and the what ifs. And it's not trusting the universe and trusting your timing and trusting your process. Instead, it's stressing about why is everything not happening now? Well, first of all, bitch, Mercury is in retrograde. Saturn is in retrograde. We also have, I'm going to talk about the astrology like later more in depth. And if this is your first workshop, and you're like, what are you talking about? The North Node in Gemini, what does that mean? I will always summarize and explain what I'm talking about and how it will impact us. So just pay attention to that part. Okay. Also, thank you for taking this. And this is my job. So this is pay what you can. It's by donation. So the link is below. Yeah, but this Ace of Swords represents these new ideas, this new perspective, this fresh start. And the Nine of Swords is we're almost done. We're almost at a 10. We've almost completed the cycle and we can let it go. But what is really important and interesting is that we have this Page of Cups reversed, because it doesn't matter if we're not there in the future. It doesn't matter if we're not there in the past. What we now know is that we're not accepting bullshit offers. We're not accepting bullshit apologies. We're not accepting it's like we don't want to like mingle with, the peasants when we know that we're a fucking king or queen or they, them, royalty, whatever. The point is, like, we now know who we're not hanging out with, who's not coming with us moving forward, who maybe work-wise or friends, family, whatever. We just now have more clarity, Ace of Swords, around like what is not acceptable, what kind of behavior, what kind of energy, what new boundaries, Ace of Swords, that sword, you just draw a line. It's left or right. That's it. It's yes or no. And if I say no, then bitch, don't come back begging unless your offer is way better. Sure, maybe we'll see. Maybe I want to talk about it, but like my people will call your people, you know, like leave me alone. So we've also got 10 of Wands reverse, Magician reverse. It's not a time to force anything. It's not a time to accept everyone else's emotional baggage. It's not a time to take on more work and more work and more work because other people don't want to do it. Like, no. This is a time for us to now understand how we need to prioritize our self-care, prioritize our own vision, prioritize our journey, and not be drained by other people who don't have their shit together. It's not my fault. It's not my issue. It's not my circus. It's not my monkey. Go figure it out yourself. I've been working my ass off and I'm not going to drag you to the top. Especially you guys. If you're here taking these workshops, you're clearly doing the work. So if other people are not doing the work, then how can we continue to fuck with them? We can't. So it's like, go on. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh. So anyways, I also have the Oracle card. Oracle. This is a new moon also. It's the new moon in Virgo. I first pulled it. I didn't want it, so I put it back. I shuffled. It fell out again, so I'm going to keep it. I found it was a little bit challenging because it says a time to give rather than take. So I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, this feels so out of place. But now that I'm looking at it a second time, it's interesting because Virgo is also connected to Mercury and Gemini is connected to Mercury. So clearly this was supposed to happen. This is a Gemini new moon and Mercury is in retrograde, which means we are still wrapping things up. And I think it is a time to give ourselves what we need rather than take on all of your shit. I'll just take it on. Or take more projects because I feel like I'm not good enough, because I feel like I can't stop working, because I feel like maybe scarcity mindset in the mind, these programs that are like telling me, oh, money is low, I'm gonna run out of opportunities if I stop working, what am I gonna do? It's like, no, like we're letting go of all of this shit, these old programs, these old ideas, this old guilt trip, the shame, whatever. It's just time to wrap it up. I swear to God, I'm fucking over it, okay? Let me see. What do we got? What is going on here? Let me check my notes. Where's Daddy's notes? Give me a second here now. One second. Oh, that's the other thing that when I was researching this, as I was like reading the astrology and like just checking out the numerology and everything, there's a vibe of like knowing that I should be doing better, quote unquote, or knowing what I could change, knowing how I can improve myself. But there's just this lazy energy of like, I just don't care. Okay. I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm emotional because Mars is in the last degree of Cancer right now, which means what? Very intense emotions, maybe anger, resentment or conflict, or us reviewing old anger, explosive dialogue, old relationships that were maybe abusive or combative or whatever, and us feeling really emotional about all of that, and us finally releasing some of that pent-up anger or those old emotions that we've been pushing down. Now it's like, fuck it. Like today I was just driving in my car and I was just like, ah, like screaming because like whatever, we're going to get into that, but it's time to release that anger and that sadness and that pain. This is also really showing us what we value about ourselves, and now we want to fucking fight for that. We want to fight to preserve ourselves. We want to fight for our security and our safety and our stability, right? So let's do it. North Node in Gemini, we have a lot of ideas coming through. It's a really good time for us to be chatting with a lot of people, figuring out who and what new communities we want to connect with, because we're letting go of so much. Like we're letting go of old people, old structures, old ideas, old work. So what do? You have to replace it, right? You can't have both. You can't hold on to the old and invite in the new. No, we have to let go, and then we have available space to invite in the new. So how do we invite in the new? Well, you ask the universe, it will bring it. We just need to be patient. And second to that, we need to create new connections, create new options, opportunities, community, friends, etc. Maybe some of us are reconnecting with siblings or parents, etc. So that's a little bit of the vibe. It's really important that we are now writing a new story. So I want you to maybe spend some time just thinking about like what old stories are still coming back into your mind over and over and over. It's like, really, you still think that? You still think people are bad, or you still think everyone will cheat you, or people are going to steal, or you're not good enough, or whatever the fucking story is. It's like, it's exhausting. I get it. I'm a Gemini. I never stop thinking. It's just like exhausting. Like I don't have the time for it. And like today I was just driving again, crying, just being like, I don't want to continue thinking this and this and this and this and this. Like, I don't want that. What's really interesting also is okay, so stay with me for 1 second. The last time the North Node was in Gemini and we had a solar new moon eclipse was 18 years ago. Okay, so that means that this is a new cycle that is starting. This is an old, long time cycle that we are now wrapping up. So like, what has changed in 18 years? How have you grown in 18 years? Like, a lot has changed. A lot is different. You've experienced a lot, and you've formulated these stories about your life, about yourself, about relationships, work, what you deserve, who you are, how you have to show up, etc. You've developed this story for the past 18 years. Bitch, it's time to get that book and light it on fire and get rid of it, because we are now writing a new story. Okay? And you can write whatever you want, because you have power, you have energy and guides on the other side that will support you, and you can do literally whatever the fuck you want. I'm telling you, like, I read tarot cards for a living, and I'm doing pretty good, you know what I mean? So it's like, you can do whatever you want. Now, let's get into some of the astrology. The last things I want to say, what do we have here? Okay. Chiron is in Aries. Chiron is very healing. When it is in Aries, it is asking us to focus on Aries things. So what are we healing? We are healing Aries things. What are Aries things? How we show up, who we are, our ego, our healthy ego. I am. That is Aries energy. I am here. I am allowed to take space. I don't need to take everyone's space, no, but I am allowed to take my space. I'm allowed to say what I want to say. I'm allowed to live the life I want to live. And it's like, yes, bitch, get out there and get that. Get that money. Get that money, honey. You know what I mean? It's like, it's coming. Everything you want is coming, I promise. After this eclipse, after I would say Cancer season, because Cancer season will be emotional for everyone, but I feel like it'll be good because we're finally understanding our new chapters, our new selves, and we're moving into this new direction. And we have Leo season happening right after that. Mercury will be out of retrograde. Like, we have a lot of clarity. We had that Ace of Swords earlier. So I'm really feeling like, you know, through the summer months, we're going to be feeling a lot better because there's not going to be so much happening like there is now. It's going to be like a different vibe. So anyways, something to look forward to. Okay, that's it. We're going to start now with, I always like to first acknowledge that most of the people here taking this workshop are settlers on the land that you live on. So just acknowledging the Indigenous community, and that we have a responsibility in reparations and reconnecting with them and allowing them to decide what is best for themselves and not just destroying their land, which, yes, is shared now with us, but it's still important to have them involved in that conversation. The other thing, the 215 children that were found at Kamloops Indian Residential School in Canada, like, can we all just take 1 second to acknowledge that tragedy and just send them love? So, like, and all the families who are affected by finding all of those dead children, we just ask that they all find peace and what they need now. Okay, and the last thing, sage. If you want to use sage, you should question that because it's over-farmed, it's appropriated. Like, there's just a plethora of issues with that. So do your research. Second to that, alternative smokes, eucalyptus. This is what I will be using today. If you are using sage, buy it from an Indigenous company or person and only use one small piece. You don't need the whole thing, okay? Like, don't do that. Rip off a little piece and use it respectfully. The other thing is captions. Caption your content and hire an interpreter if you're hosting an event, because deaf people like to be included, okay? We are going to start now. I'm going to open ceremony by lighting a candle. We welcome in high vibrational guides of love and light and honorable intention. If you have a candle, you can light it now also safely, please. I am not responsible for your actions. Ooh, thought that went out, but it didn't. Okay. Okay, with this eucalyptus, I ask to invite in high vibrational energy of protection and opportunity for all. I ask that this blessing connects with everyone watching as well. Okay. Okay. As we invite in the divine masculine and invite in the divine feminine to find balance and support for all of us here connecting through this light grid. It doesn't matter when or where you watch this, everyone is welcome into this space. I want you to now envision you have a green fire. You can close your eyes. There's a green fire burning in front of you on the ground, and you're going to just comb out your aura. It is an energetic egg-shaped field around your body. Just comb out any negative energy. Maybe you give it a color, maybe it's black or brown or orange or whatever you see it as, it doesn't matter. Just find it in your aura, wherever you intuitively feel called, and just comb it out and toss it in front of you into that fire. I'm going to use this sound bowl to help clear it. And you can just focus on that visual of combing it out and tossing it away, okay? Okay, so now I want you to change the visual and think about white light pouring down on top of you like a shower or rain. And I'm going to use another sound bowl song in the background. I'm going to also use distance energy symbols to help clear your mind, clear your body, and improve your immune system and healing, and to also help break down any emotional blocks that you have. Then I'm going to start the meditation. It is recorded so that I can use sign language for the deaf people watching. So we're going to get into that right now. You can just visualize white light pouring down as I use these energetic symbols.
I want to start this meditation by taking 3 deep breaths. I'm going to count you in, and I want you to inhale and exhale following my lead. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. One last time, we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to envision your life as a movie. And I want you to place yourself in your mind, sitting on a couch in a living room with a television in front of you. And we're going to turn it on if it's not on already. And the first thing I want you to see on that screen is something that you do that is quite positive for your well-being. Something good that you do for your health, for your wellness. I want you to see the changes, the improvements you've been making. Even if it's just 1 step forward, 2 steps back, you're trying. There's been a lot going on lately, so I want you to send yourself gratitude for attempting to change things. I want you to send yourself love and support for continuing these changes, for recognizing where changes need to be made, and for doing what you can with what you've got. Now I want you to pick up the remote and fast forward, and I want you to see yourself in business, your finances, your work life. How do you contribute? What is something that you feel really good about? Maybe you currently aren't working, but you've got a project in mind. Maybe it's a passion project. Maybe you're taking steps towards employment. What is one thing you can applaud yourself for? Maybe you've just been resting and trying to do some mental gymnastics around where you even want to be working, how you want to contribute, where you want to put your energy. And that's fine. The goal is that we become safe and secure, that we become financially independent, that we depend on ourselves. So even if in this moment you aren't where you want to be, I want you to know it's coming. I want you to send yourself compassion. I want you to give yourself permission to figure this out, to take your time. Ask your guides, what is the next step for me? You don't need to think about the entire plan. You don't need all the fucking answers. You just need to know what the next step is. So if you can quiet your mind for just a second, what comes to mind when we think about the next step? Now I want you to pick up the remote and I want you to fast forward. And when we hit play, I want you to see some of the positive relationships that are developing, blooming, or balancing out in your life at the moment. Who are you connecting with that supports your growth? What type of new people, new community, new connections are you currently manifesting? It's not important if they've showed up yet. What's important is that you hold the vibration of what these connections look like, knowing that they are on the way. Can you give yourself patience, compassion, love? Can you allow the universe to do its thing, to work its magic, and to be grateful while we sit in the in-between? Now I want you to just think about what those relationships feel like. This could be love, could be friendship, could be family. Maybe you're still thinking about work. What do these relationships feel like? Feel them in your body. Feel the emotion of being loved and loving someone in return. Feel the emotion of intimacy. It doesn't need to be romantic. It doesn't need to be sexual. But of being understood, feeling connected, feeling intimate, supported. Feel this energy. Look at yourself on the screen radiating. I want you to see the happiest version of yourself. I want you to see the most confident version of yourself. And I want you to know this is on the way. Now, the last thing I want to do before we come back is hit stop on that recording. I want you to hit eject, and I want you to see this movie pop out of the VHS player, or maybe it's a DVD, or maybe it's just on Netflix, whatever it is. I want you to stand up and walk towards the television. I want you to take that tape or the DVD or the whole TV, and I want you to just grab it and push it into your body and absorb all of this energy. Take a deep breath as we bring this energy deep into the subconscious mind, knowing that we are attracting this, knowing that we are manifesting this, and that we are patient and open and willing to receive all of these beautiful connections, these beautiful people, these opportunities. I'm going to take one more deep breath together as we inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. I want you to thank yourself, to forgive yourself for maybe feeling like you're not doing enough. And I want you to give yourself permission to wait and to rest and to allow this eclipse season to work its magic over the coming weeks and months. When you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers, stretch out your neck, and open your eyes.
Okay, so now we will play the pause game. You can pause on my face, and I want you to just write down like a journal entry, just what you're already working towards, what you're inviting in, that kind of thing. Whatever you saw on the TV or saw in your vision, just put it down on paper so you can review it at a later time, okay? Just pause now. If you missed my face, you can't go big, okay? Oh, I did a second one. Okay. Welcome back. That is really it. If you want more help with this Mercury retrograde, I have a workshop and a workbook below. Also, the Gemini season workshop and workbook is now 50% off because we are halfway through Gemini season. The code is Gemini, okay? The link is below. Thank you for all of your donations. I love you. Please comment, subscribe, share, whatever, but below, support each other. This is a fucking community, okay? I love you. I will see you in 2 weeks. Actually, in 10 days, I will be doing the Cancer season workshop. That will be recorded because I will be traveling. It won't be live this time, okay? But I love you. I will see you soon, my dear. Ciao.